Welcome to my story of lies of Timothy Chalamet. Oh, I mean lies of P. Narrated and experienced by me, your lying leprechaun. After a rough night out, I wake up in a train cart. I am not chained down this time, so that is an improvement. Slowly, I make my way to the end of the train, where I pick up my first weapon. When I get out, I am approached by a clanky train conductor. He asked me if I have a ticket, and I do. Unfortunately for him, it was a ticket straight to Scrapyard. I journey inside the train station and found a beefed-up Robocop. He thought that he can stop me. Not even I am that delusional. Anyway, I kick his sorry ass, grab the key that he was holding in his prison pocket, and open the doors and run free on the streets of Crete. The city was infested with crazy puppets. They didn't let me be. I thought I was one of them. So, I had to reset them to the factory settings. Walked around the streets of Cart and faced another official that tried to beat some sense into me. But I reversed his ass back in the recycle bin. The circus came in town, and I was lucky. I got the last ticket. The parade master put on a shit show. At least he tried to use his head, not in the convenient way. But that didn't help him at all. Is this a joke? I want my money back! I found the entrance to the hotel, just like the real life. I had to line my way inside. I felt a growth in the low regions. Now I have to hide my bulge, because I meet Sophia. She told me that my father was lost in the city. Too much booze does that to him. I took my new arm and rushed to find my father from the busy streets. I climbed on the rooftops. I encountered the higher workforce. The chimney sweepers. They tried to clean my hole, but I told them that my hole is exit only. Got myself in the house and then on the balcony. There I saw a big guy guarding a chest. No one can stand between me and treasure. I am back on the street level, just to be approached by police. He tried to find me for littering, but I literally don't give a shit. I arrived at the bridge. I like what they did with the place. Very festive. There I saw a guy trying to harm my father. As long as I am alive, only booze is allowed to do that. Therefore we got into a scrimmage. He was good, but he had a big weakness. He turned his back to me too many times. I taught him a lesson. Always watch your back. I finally reunited with my father, just to be sent in another assignment.
Won't you help me, son?
I disguised myself as the Mad Donkey, then surprise attacked a puppet and used their traps against them after I cleaned the area of every one of them. I faced a headless big puppet. Dare to say that he did not see what hit him. I found a baby puppet toy next to a pile of human bodies. And remembered that I talked to a lady at the window that asked me to bring her baby back. I guess that will have to do. I would offer myself to make another one, but I don't think either of us are capable to reproduce at this point. Gave the baby puppet back to the old lady and carry on my assignment. I reached the city hall where I found out that I can ask for help. And by the look of this guy, I am glad I did brought a friend. I felt a bit useless. The guy did all the work for me. But a win is a win! After we defeated the police officer, I took all the credit for the kill and went to make Papa Geppetto proud. He was so satisfied with the job that he showed me how to use my P organ. Now that my pea organ is harder than ever, I go to save my father's friend from the puppet's factory.
The strength you need.
Just before I entered the factory grounds, I hear a phone ringing. It was the Riddler. At least someone survived after Suicide Squad killed the Batman franchise. Anyway, he asked me a riddle. I answered correctly. Easy peasy. I just walked on the factory floor and I've been tricked by a puppet. I don't remember what was the assignment about, but may as well make some factory puppets redundant. And for a good reason. Look at this! No one cares for health and safety in here. I do not know who thought about this puppet design, but he can suck my pea organ. After I shut down the Shield's puppet, I reached a tunnel that made me feel like I was in an Indiana Jones movie. Not far from there, I meet my match. This puppet beat the crap out of me with a shovel, then shoveled coal up my ass. I've never been more violated in my life. Especially that. It didn't happen just one time. To make it even worse, the Foxen can just watch me get fucked. Thanks a lot, assholes! After I escaped this horrendous experience, I found Venigni, and he asked me to rescue his servant puppet from this robo-stove. The fight was harder than I expected. After he tried to turn me into ashes, I extinguished his flame of ambition, then returned victorious to the hotel. Next I am going to Moonlight Town. Such a nice name for such a sad place. I entered a ruin, and they tried to lock me in. Let us just say that it did not work out for them. Past the ruins, I see a cable railway. When I got closer, it was protected by a stalker. I lied to him that I am one of them, and he let me go. After a long way up, I reached the path of misery. Fellow, in the next type of enemies, I will say is a fitting name. I fight my way to a small chapel. Distracted by some noises outside, I open a big door, just to be welcomed by a massive fight between puppets and whatever those monsters are. I killed whoever was left and made my way to the cathedral. I made a quick stop to lube my joints, then carry on through the back. I caught a glance of the next boss. It was too shy to say hi to me. The next part prepared me for the Ninja Warrior competition. I reached the top, where I was surprised by a new enemy. He was too much for me to handle. So I did what any respectable gamer will do. Use the power of cheese and overcome the obstacle. I am finally inside the main cathedral area. I went and speak with Alidoro to acquire a new weapon. And with my new weapon in hand, I was ready to face Archbishop Endrius. Or at least what was left of him. He licked me, he stamped me, and shoot me with a laser. But none of those matter in the end. Crashed in pieces, Andres. Out of the sudden, the souls of all the bosses I defeated so far left their bodies and got collected in a device by the main bad guy. What the frick is going on? The new route leads to the Path of Pilgrims, where I've been ambushed by a big monster. Was not enough that he scared the shit out of me. He also beat me into a pulp. So when I came back, I did the smart thing and just run past him and decide to fight someone my own size. No, not him. Much better. I run inside the tower and platform jump all the way down to the new area. The Malum District! This place is under the control of the Rabbit Brotherhood. Saw some familiar faces here, and they decided to help me this time. They did not help. They more like follow me around, but at least I got some company for a bit. Till they decide to abandon me just before the boss fight. I finally meet the Rabbit Brotherhood. The fight starts with a 1v1 with a big bro, but gradually the other fuckers get to join in. I don't know how I won this fight, but I did. The big brother was down, and the rest of them ran away. I got inside the building and found the gold coins tree. And how convenient was right next to the hotel. I went back in the hotel to grab a key from an old woman. The key gives me access to the fancy part of the city, a place that used to be populated by snobs and princesses. Now is the home of explosive jesters and creepy baby puppets. Who would create such things? And more important question, why? Found myself at an outdoor theater where I meet the white lady. After we danced for a bit, I had to put an end to the show. I moved on to come across a guy that asked me to find his sex doll, but I got no time for this. And by looking at him, he can afford to buy a new one. Roam in the streets, dodging armed puppets. I saw the horror. Why it has to be clowns. After a few failed attempts, I destroyed him, so I had the last laugh. I enter the theater and fight some spider lady puppet. That puppeteer are the puppets. What in the puppetception is going on here? Anyway, I reached the boss door, called for backup and barged inside. The king of puppets invited me to dance, but I smacked his hand because I am not into guys. He was offended, so we start to fight. Not the hardest boss, or so I thought. In the second phase, the puppeteer came up to play. Oh boy, I was in for a fight. May as well shove some strings up my butt and grant my control. Given that, was no way I would win this fight. Until, out of luck, I bashed his head with my sword and win. After I killed the king of puppets, I went backstage then outside where Geppetto was waiting for me. I followed the path and killed some said puppets. Oh, no, I killed their king. Boo-hoo. I reached the arcade and got in. I was a bit disappointed that nothing was open, so I just rushed out of there. Here we are, the grand exhibition. The future is now. I can't wait to see all the futuristic puppets and robots. Let's see. We have the Dildozer 4000, the King's Guards, and the last but not least, Tommy the Gunner. I even had the pleasure to fight a real wrestler. I put everything in this fight, and I mean everything. I barely won the fight, but I am not here for second place. I am here to take down the champion. I was face to face with the giant. The fight was close. We exchanged a few hits. None of us want to give up. However, the title was mine. I saw an opening, and when I was ready to finish him, someone killed him before I could do. Kill, steal, kill, steal. I finally meet Simon and his silent bodyguard. He had a speech ready, but I was not interested in what he had to say. So I laughed and took the cable car to the next area. I arrived at the scrapyard and had my sweet revenge on the shovel puppet. That felt so good! Moved on until I reached another stupid clown. But this time I ran past him and made him fall into a trap. I went to the top of the tower and killed a puppet that was guarding a chest. He's mine now! Then I moved along the path till I reached an open area and got hit by a cannon. So I went to take care of that. After a puppet gave me a jump start, I found a puppet just standing. Out of curiosity, I went to check on him and we become best friends. Unfortunately, I had to leave him behind. He was lacking mobility, and I was not going to carry him around. This game really likes the boulder scene from Indiana Jones, and after this incident, so do I. Anyway, I got out of there and I was greeted by this nightmare. Why did they make this? What was the purpose? I think they used this to keep the creeps away from schools, and end up keeping everyone away. Just look at it. For the greater good, I had to put him down. From one nightmare to another, I reached this area, boss. I am not even going to try to describe this anomaly. I just want to burn it with fire. Then put the ashes in the chest and shoot the chest and throw it in the active volcano. And drop the bomb in the volcano. At least on the second phase, he took control of a puppet. So most of that green was covered. I won the fight, but at what cost? Mentally drained by this fight, I just went back to hotel. All was not lost. Out of this fight, I got a new weapon. It's such a beauty. You and I will go along just fine. From the green monster boss fight, I went inside a tunnel. And that tunnel got me back to the train station. The corruption went hard since last time I was here. With the help of my new sword, I fought my way through. From green creatures that explode after you kill them, to the baby puppets from Posh area. However, now they are corrupted, so they are even worse. Now, a chimera-looking thing is in my way, but not for long. I made him a circumcision with my blade and moved on. Then I meet a human that called himself Weasel. The fool tried to rob me. He quickly learned a lesson. The more you fuck around, the more you find out. I am back to the streets of Kart that was left in a bad shape. It was full of monsters from Hulk Hogan looking-like to Captain Nemo and some frog monsters. I fought worse than this, so was not a problem for me. I carry on till I reached the workshop. I went in and encountered the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and worked my way through them, one by one, until I was out of there. I reached a familiar place. Feels like I was here before. When I reached the boss fight, I knew I was right. It was the Parade Master. My first true boss fight. Look how they butcher my boy. I could not see him like that. Will break my heart. But I can see him like this. So long, sucker! I rushed back to the hotel. I knew something was not right. After I got inside, I saw that someone done some remodeling. I spoke to Sophia, and she told me that Geppetto was kidnapped. And the culprits are the cat, the fox, the rabbit brotherhood, and the worst, Alidoro. I swear that I will hunt them down, each one of them. I opened a secret passage by playing a piano, and the hunt begins. I went through the secret passage and ended up in a cave. My mission was simple: find Geppetto and kill the people that kidnapped him. So, I have no time to waste. This is very important. Oh, look, butterflies. No, for real. I searched for a way out of this cave, and the big puppet made a way for me. How nice of him! And after he kicked my ass, he let me go. That was a small price to pay, if you ask me. After some time, I stumbled into the Rabbit Brotherhood. Wait, there was 4 of you. What happened? Where is Big Bro? Is he helping Stuckstaff's sister? Oh yeah, I remember. I killed him. Oh my god, he is alive. Let us try this again. After I easily get rid of the 3 brothers, I face the Big Brother again, and again, and again, until I found out that he likes to get stuck in stuff too. Runs in the family, I guess. I cheese the fuck out of him. Now that I am done with the Rabbit Brotherhood, it's time to ask Alidoro a few questions. Just found out that he was just a fake. He killed the real Alidoro and took his place. That was good to hear. I will have a bit of remorse if I had to kill the real one. After settling my score with the Hound, I found a submarine and took it for a ride. I successfully crushed the submarine on the beach of the Alchemist Island. I walked the deserted land until I reached the fortress. He definitely beefed up the defense. He got, for cannons, to big-ass monster and lots of foot soldiers. And I run past all of them. Found the bouncer at the fortress door. I tried to bribe my way in, but he said no, because of dress code. So, I fight my way in. I venture inside and faced another monstrosity. After I cut his hair short, formed the neck up, I moved on to see what else the fortress has to offer. And it spoiled me with something sweet. Revenge! Oh, sweet revenge! Is not the curiosity that killed this cat. It was me. After that, I need to do some exercises, so I did an obstacle course. And dance a bit with the new monsters and his puppet. Now the time has come to face the next boss. The Silent Bodyguard! The fight was hard, with combos longer than the new Call of Duty campaign. But with hard work and dedication, I managed to get to phase 2. What a surprise! She stripped of her armor and revealed the hiding gems. I gave so much at her beauty that I did not even notice when I got killed. She is the Melania of Liza P. After I simped for her way too much, I killed her with my love. After I win the fight, I enter the tower and saw Sophia in her real form. She's still hot. I grabbed her boobs, said my goodbyes, and put her to rest before I proceeded to climb the tower and encounter all the elite enemies. But only one of them put up a fight. I got to the last one on my death list. The fox herself was securing Geppetto in his cell. For fuck's sake, do you think you can stop me? I had to give the fox some credit. She tried her best. Unfortunately for her, the best was not good enough for me. Save Geppetto, and he sent me off to finish this once and for all. I climbed to the top of the tower to face Simon. He did some experiments on himself, and now he looked like the Hulk and Kizimoto were related and had an incest together. After me and my Spectre friend quickly lowered his health to 0. He evolved to his last form in the phase 2 of the fight. I am not going to lie. I was impressed and disturbed in the same time, especially by his former head that now is at a disturbingly close level of his other head. This give a totally different meaning to the expression given head. Moving on, the fight was definitely more intense than the first phase because of the random hand that comes from the sky from time to time. But in the end, I was triumphant. I took the elevator to the bottom of the tower, where Geppetto was waiting for me. After he told me that I am a good boy, he asked me to give him my heart. I said yes, and the bastard just snatched the heart out of my chest. I did not mean no. I was not ready for that. After I collapsed on the floor, I looked at Geppetto putting the heart in his Mary Poppins suitcase, and the new me raised. Out of my control, we went back to the hotel and killed everyone. No, I asked myself, am I a good boy? Is Geppetto the real villain, and I am his culprit? Am I going to grow some facial hair? And if I get an erection, do I still call it wood? So many questions, and no time for answers.